Hello, I hope everyone had a good week and is having a good day today, Friday. And despite the bad predicted weather, we look forward to a pleasant Shabbos. And we also look forward to the relaxation of the COVID restrictions in Massachusetts and at the Gainesville Brookline. As Baruch Hashem, we thank Hashem, everything continues to improve. And we look forward to better days ahead. This week's Parsha, Parshas Beha'alotecha, is the third, did I get that right? The third parsha in the book of Bamidbar. So not even quite yet halfway through the fourth book. However, in the original plan, the Torah would have been ending right around now, maybe one or two parshas later. Right around now should have been when the Jewish people began the march from Har Sinai, from the Sinai area, and into the land of Israel. But instead, we have another book and a half because it is in this week's parsha that the complaints begin, Moshe's frustration begins, and the detour of the 40-year wandering in the wilderness begins. And as in this week's parsha, we also see, for the first time, really Moshe's great despair, but also how he overcomes it to continue to lead and teach the Jewish people. After some initial general grumblings, the people begin to complain about the food. Vayomer said, Mi yachilenu basar, who will give us meat? We want meat. We remember in Egypt everything that we had and enjoyed, and now all we have is this man every single day. Moshe heard the people crying, complaining. Vayichar af Hashem od ubenei Moshe ra, and Hashem was very angry with them, and it was bad in the eyes of Moshe. And Moshe's reaction seems extreme. Vayomer Moshe el Hashem, and Moshe says to Hashem, Lama harayos lavdecha, why have you done this to me? Lasum et masaha kol hamazalai, to put this entire burden of the people on me. I can't do it. Did I give birth to them? Am I responsible to them? How can I carry them? Moshe complains to Hashem. May I only basar, how am I supposed to find meat to find all these people? Lo uchal anochi levadi laset et kol hamazah, I cannot carry the people alone. Ki kaved mimeni, it is too heavy for me. And if this is what you want me to do, Moshe tells Hashem, Hargeni na harog, va'alareh bera'ati, then just kill me, so I will not have to see this horrible experience. Hashem responds to Moshe and he says, Moshe, okay, I hear Esfali Shivim Ish, gather the 70 elders, and we will stand in front of the tent of the meeting, and I will speak to you, and I will spread your spirit upon them and give it to them, V'nasu idchav masa'am, and they will carry the burden of the people with you. And so that is what Hashem does. And after that, after the appointment of the initial Sanhedrin, the initial gathering of the 70 elders to help lead the people to carry the burden, Moshe's demeanor, Moshe's perspective is totally changed, and he suddenly has a very positive, very generous spirit. And while two elders continue to prophesize as a kind of pushing the boundaries of Moshe's authority in the camp, and Yeshua calls out for these two to be punished, to be put in their place, Moshe tells Yeshua, leave them. Umitin kol ha'am Hashem nevim. Let everyone be prophets. Let Hashem's spirit rest upon everyone. Leave them be. He does not feel threatened. He is, again, generous. And so it seems that this scene with the 70 elders, with the sharing of the spirit, totally changed Moshe and gave him the strength, gave him the perspective to lead the Jewish people who were still difficult and challenging. And so what was so important here? What changed? On the one hand, now Moshe has assistance. He will not do it alone. And of course, that certainly was part of what he needed. He felt like he was alone, and so he was not alone. He would have help. He would do it with a team. We all need a team. None of us can do it alone. However, I recall reading from Rabbi Jonathan Sachs additional element of this story. I was looking around. I can't seem to find it. So if he did not say it, maybe it was someone else great. And if no one said it, then I guess I propose it. But again, I recall seeing it in some earlier source. Why was Moshe so frustrated? Why he so immediately, go to the extreme? That's it. I can't do it. Kill me. It wasn't just because he saw the burden as too great. He couldn't imagine to continue doing this. It was also partially, Moshe was human, maybe it was defensive. It was because he felt that he had been a failure. He had not spiritually redeemed the people. He brought them the Torah down from heaven at Har Sinai. And look what the people were. They were still complaining about food, about fish and onions. And Moshe Rabbeinu saw, and he realized all of my teaching, what I'm trying to model is just a waste. I am a failure. Apparently, I can't do this. When someone feels that they're a failure, when someone feels that they can't do anything right, then they really give up. They despair. And so to that, Hashem also wanted to respond. And so yes, Hashem gave Moshe Rabbeinu assistance. He gave him a team. But the way he did it was, Hashem told Moshe, gather the elders in front of the tent of meeting, and I will speak to you. And as you are speaking to me, and those elders are experiencing your prophetic experience, they standing at your feet as students, your spirit will be shared with them. Rashi quotes the Medrash, Lama Moshe Doma Ba'osa, to what was Moshe comparable in that moment? L'ner shemunach al gabe menorah, v'hakol madlikin hemena, like one great candle that was lighting the other candles in the candelabra in the menorah. Ve'ein oro chasar klum, which does not diminish the light of the original candle. Moshe Rabbeinu was the first great candle lit by God, so to speak, and he was lighting the elders, and he continued to burn, he continued to illuminate, but he was lighting up others. Hashem was showing Moshe, look, yes, there are difficult groups in the Jewish people. There are people that perhaps you are not yet reaching yet, that you are failing in communicating the message of the Torah to them. But look, you have these 70 great elders around you. They are your students. You are lighting them up. Your message is reaching them. And there are more people like them, and they are going to continue your teaching, continue your mission. And your teachings will flow through them to those who maybe you cannot reach. Moshe Rabbeinu, you are not failing. Okay, you have not finished the job, but look at those who you have taught. Look at those who are your loyal students. And Moshe Rabbeinu saw that. Moshe Rabbeinu saw his spirit being shared with others, which did not diminish his spirit. He saw that he was reaching others. He was accomplishing. And so that changed his entire perspective. He said, okay, I've reached this circle, this group. Maybe I have not yet reached the next group, but after step 1 will be step 2. If I can reach these people, I and with them will reach more. Moshe Rabbeinu initially was only focused on what he did not do, where he had failed. And Hashem had to remind him of everything that he had done, where he had accomplished, where he had been successful. We all sometimes dwell too much on everything that we don't do, have not done yet, what we have not been successful at, what is hard for us. And we do want to think about also where we can improve, but it is certainly also important to remember and occasionally purposefully remember and think about where we have been successful, everything we have done. We all have so much to be proud of. As a community, as individuals, this past year, we have made it through. We have survived. We have adapted. We have even thrived. We have accomplished. All of us, we should think about how we have grown in our Torah learning, in our mitzvos, in our connection to Hashem. Maybe some of us came from very far, and some of us built upon a foundation from our parents. We have things to be proud of in our families that we have raised, professional accomplishments, people whom we have helped, the friendships that we have in the world that we have nurtured. Even just at the end of the day, think about today. You could say it today, you could say it tomorrow on Shabbos. Today I got up, I davened to Hashem, I learned a little Torah. There are not so many people in the world that can say all these things. I tried to make a Kiddush Hashem in work, in the community, with friends. After Moshe Rabbeinu was reminded of everything that he had done, that he had accomplished, the candles that he had lit in the world. So that gave him the energy to do even more. And so let us all not forget, not take for granted, be proud of all the candles that we light in little deeds, in great accomplishments of our lives. We all have made the world a brighter place. And even if you're having a really hard time, just surviving, just making it through, just having that strength is an accomplishment. And every day is a candle that we light. So let us all be proud of the candles that we have lit, just like Hashem reminded Moshe. And may that inspire us, give us the energy, give us the positive perspective to do even more tomorrow. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.